Thanks for joining us tonight here on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schnee. Wednesday evening, May 14th. It's a Wednesday, so following through with our promise here, we have a new Utah's Missing special, a case we've covered before, but with new voices that are hoping for your help. Before we get there, though, meteorologist Sean Kelly has our first alert forecast here. Wind seems to be dying down, but it brought in what was behind all that wind, I imagine, which is what we're seeing here.
Yeah, helping clean the air at least a little bit from all that dust. But yeah, we've got some beneficial rain that continues to impact here your evening. And it's a little bit more isolated, and we're even actually seeing some breaks of sunshine. But where we are not seeing any breaks is further up towards the north. We have some lightning strikes out in the Brigham City area heading towards Ogden, up towards the mountains right now. Tree Mountain being hit hard with some lightning there, some gusty winds, some heavy rain. Water look here showing dry in the Salt Lake City area, but we've got one last batch that could impact us later on this evening. And then we're just dealing with some sprinkles further down towards the south. Gustier winds out across the eastern half of the state with some 20 to 30 mile-per-hour winds. But look at this, downtown Salt Lake City, some breaks of some sunshine here and there. Another main story, though, is the colder weather today. 50s for highs. And as we head through the evening, we'll see those temperatures dipping back down into the 40s. But daily rain chances continue up and through the weekend. And in fact, they get even higher as we make our way into Sunday. We'll talk about this storm, the impacts, and how much rain we could see in my first alert weather forecast.
Tonight on Utah's Missing, we're speaking to the parents of Alisa Petrov, the 15-year-old who walked away from school in American Fork now 22 days ago. We first brought you this story a few weeks ago as those search efforts were just kicking off. She was seen on UTA's surveillance cameras exiting a train in Provo the same day she was reported missing, April 21st. Police and her family are concerned, of course, for her safety after learning of a number of things, including her social media use. Nikolai and Olga Petrov, kind enough to join us here on the program, parents of Alisa. We've spoken before, and it's been a few weeks. I guess the newest thing that I was aware of the involvement is what happened in Texas. When you learned about Texas City Police Department's involvement, did that change your focus on how you were looking for her, or was this right in line with what you had thought involving Alisa's perhaps online chats and who she was talking to?
So when we first heard about Texas, we were hopeful that they will find her there. But then the news came out that they just arrested some individual and they didn't find Alisa there. So basically, we are kind of back to square one. But we were talking to police about some other things, and they say that they still have some leads to follow. We just don't know what that actually means, because they don't want to give us any details, but according to them, they still have a lot of stuff to go through and they're still working on it. And the FBI is saying exactly the same thing, that the police is working really hard. So, and considering that they cooperated with Texas to actually do something, seems like they are actually working hard, and it's not just in Utah, but we don't know where the person is who she spoke with or she ran away to. We still do not know that.
Olga, obviously Mother's Day came and went. I imagine it was very difficult for you, but how have you been able to process just not knowing where your daughter is after all this time?
It's difficult, definitely difficult. We're still hoping that we will find her safe. I know almost 3.5 weeks passed, but we still have a lot of hopes. Police is working, and we don't know where she is, but hopefully she can see that we miss her, that we wait for her, and we will be happy to bring her back home.
Nikolai, you and I spoke a few weeks ago, and when we did, you mentioned trying to maybe retrace some of the steps of your daughter that night that she got off the train in Provo. What did you do and who did you speak to when you went back down to Provo and that surrounding area after she had left that train station?
So the second day after, well, I mean, the first day after she disappeared, we did go there and we met a lady. Her name is Joanna, and she spoke to Alisa about, Alisa asked her to buy a ticket to Las Vegas, right? She then connected us with the food bank people, and then there was another guy who apparently Alisa came and asked to drive her to Salt Lake City instead of Las Vegas. And then we connected police with them, and they said that they got some footage, but police is also not really telling us like what they saw in this footage. It's a little bit weird here because this is actually I just asked them 2 days ago, like what did you see there and what not, and they did not really clarify anything specifically, but it sounded like they got some footage, they looked at something, and they didn't see anything identifying or weird on that footage. But basically, as far as we understand, there are several people that are saying that then Alisa was talking to somebody at some white SUV, but we do not know if this white SUV took her or not, and we do not know where she went after that. So
When you
it's still a
learned
lot of
about the involvement from the Texas Police Department, you and I had spoken about the online platforms, the gaming, the conversations and such. Did you ever suspect that to be really true to what you were thinking? I mean, I know you were believing it, but when you found out that there was this random police department in Texas that got this cyber tip, what did that mean for you in terms of finding your daughter?
I just thought that maybe she is there, just like Olga. Like as soon as we heard about it about maybe 4 hours after they posted it. Somebody told us on Facebook, and they said, "Hey, look at this! There is this news." So we were very hopeful, but then we called the police, and they told us, "Well, there is a guy. He was basically like." Talking to Alisa, but he was basically arrested on unrelated charges, and that's all they literally told us, and we
Yeah.
do not know where it went from there.
Police can only do so much. Of course, they have a lot of people working on this case. In the instance now, you've mentioned the FBI, South Jordan Police, whoever seems to get a tip, and then obviously law enforcement, internet crimes in Texas. How much more can you do as family to try to find her? Where do you feel like your line is drawn?
That's the problem. Like basically, police doesn't want to actually comment on anything. Like we spoke to them and we asked them, would it help if we put like billboards or something? They said it's all up to you. They just don't want to comment. What they say is that they are doing their own investigations. That we spoke to several nonprofit organizations that help searching for kids. They seem to be very helpful. Like all of them seem to have different ideas how to search for kids. Like for example, one organization, they are convinced that Alisa should be somewhere nearby because they see that most of the kids, they just stay somewhere nearby where they live. Then we have another organization, they're convinced Alisa is in Las Vegas. I spoke to another one yesterday, and they have some kind of like internet-based searches that they do. So everybody does something differently, basically, and all of them had some success in the past, which is very helpful. And it seems like since they're doing it from different angles, maybe it actually increases the chance that she would be found. It's just that right now, from our perspective, we don't even know what to do. Like last week, because this guy who said that she's nearby, I went to some Starbucks. I only went to about 15 of them or so, actually 20. But basically, he said, why don't you just talk to Starbucks employees and see if they saw her, like if she's nearby. I spoke to them and nobody saw her. So basically, then we tried to figure out what else to do. And right now, we are basically not even sure what to do.
So Nikolai, since the very beginning, you created the website to try to have the pictures out there and the information, but also you've had the reward. Has anyone reached out to you to say that they believe they have seen her?
Well, so here is the problem. So people that are trying to help, they say that they don't even care about the reward. And we had one guy who was very helpful. He was a trucker and he saw somebody who looked like Alisa. He didn't speak English, so he called me. And then basically I spoke to him. I called the police. I translated what he was saying. We were also very hopeful because he said it just didn't seem to make sense that this girl was like a daughter of the guy who was driving her. But police said that they actually found the car. They basically spoke to the driver and the girl in the car, and they realized it's not Alisa. So they did phenomenal job for finding them. So it seems like they are doing a lot. It's just that we do not know where to focus. But besides that, we had a lot of scammers, which basically, like the most common scamming technique is they basically give us some money. Usually it ranges between $3,000 and $6,000. And then they say, we'll tell you where Alisa is. And they say it's 100% Alisa, but we already had like 20 tips where they send pictures and they look very similar, just not exactly the right person. So it's really weird right now. So we are still hoping somebody sees her. Let's basically police know and they find her. Like it's just that everything takes time. Like even in that example with the truck, he gave us a hint around 3 p.m. or something. I forgot what it was, but they only found the actual car like a few hours later. So yeah.
Well, Nikolai and Olga, we're doing everything we can here, of course, to try to keep this out there so people can see it. If they see the photos, if they recognize something, to not only call police, but also get in touch with you to let them know you believe that there may have been a sighting. So, and be wary of those scammers. We hear about it more and more and more of people trying to take advantage of a situation. Nikolai and Olga Petrov joining us tonight. Thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, if you see Alisa, please call 911 immediately. If you have any information about Alisa's current whereabouts, you can contact the South Jordan Police Department spearheading the case, 801-840-4000, and reference the case number that you see right there on your screen. We'll continue to share Utah's Missing each Wednesday right here on Arc Salt Lake in the hopes of bringing answers and closure to families. It's a lofty goal, but as always, we're up for the task. And as always, you can reach out to me directly if you have a case to share. Can you help find 16-year-old Ella Rose Quigley? Now, Ella was last seen by her family on May 4th and last seen at Youth Futures, a local shelter in Ogden, on May 6th. Take a good look here and contact Ogden City Police, who has an open case right now. It's believed Ella was spotted at the Park City Kimball Junction Transit Center on Wednesday, May 7th. So that would be last Wednesday. According to family I spoke with today, Ella may be traveling with her boyfriend to Texas. He is 18, around 6 feet tall, has curly reddish brown hair and blue eyes. Neither Ella nor her boyfriend have a car, so they're taking public transportation. Ella Quigley, again, 16 years old, 5'4", brown hair, blue eyes. According to a missing persons flyer, she has scars and piercings. If you have any information on Ella's whereabouts, contact Ogden Police. An officer confirmed to me today they have an active runaway case for her right now. Looking ahead to this weekend, the Armed Forces Day concert is this Saturday at the Galvin Center. This is the 22nd year for the concert, honoring our military men and women. Parking and admission is free. The Utah National Guard Rock Combo Article 15 will take the stage at 4:30. Then meteorologist Sean Kelly shortly after at 5 with all the hits. Then the Choral Arts Society of Utah, the 23rd Army Band, and the Utah Military Academy Choir starts at 5:30. Our very own Mark Cobell will be there. But Sean, sorry, you actually got booted, so you are no longer allowed to perform. You just have to forecast beautifully.
I'm actually doing the 5 p.m. show Saturday.
Nice.
So
I love that.
I'll be
well, that'll be right in the backyard here, too.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get some live tunes.
Yeah, and Saturday is going to be, it's a little iffy weather-wise.
We don't want that.
I know, but it's a lower chance of rain, 10 to 20% shot. Sunday is looking like it'll be a washout, so we got to watch out for that. But even on the rainiest of days, which is today was actually one of our rainiest days of the year so far, number 8. And despite that, we actually get a little bit of sunshine, so even the most gloomy days still turn out to be beautiful and have some beauty in it. You could actually see some of that snow across the Wasatch Mountains. Had a nice little dusting to an inch across many of our ski resorts, some of which are, believe it or not, still open. We've got temperatures into the 50s right now. Some rain in the area, 40 in Park City, 47 in Heber. Conditions down towards the south, also pretty chilly from Panguitch, Cedar City. But St. George, unbothered here today, 73 degrees, not bad. Across the east, still dealing with some breezy conditions here, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Wendover area, 20-mile-per-hour winds. We saw some good rain today. Kaysville, the big winner, getting close to 0.8 of an inch. Draper, over 1/4 of an inch, including Lehigh. We got exactly 1/4 of an inch here in Salt Lake City. Provo getting close to that. We have a little bit more rain to go here with this system here. You'll see it's drier down towards the south, a few sprinkles in the Moab, Monticello area, but we've got some late evening thunderstorms developing in the Tremont and Brigham City area. This is sliding down towards the east southeast right now into Ogden. A few lightning strikes out there, but dry from Farmington into Salt Lake City. We'll be watching out for this little weak cell pushing in across the Great Salt Lake, and then you can see some drier conditions down towards the south right now. So as we head into the day tomorrow, mainly isolated shower activity we're expecting, nothing like what we dealt with today. Tomorrow afternoon, kind of similar, a few isolated hit or miss showers, cloudy conditions into Friday, but starting to warm up, a few sprinkles, a few isolated rain showers, but still nothing serious just yet. As we enter Saturday evening, here comes the next main storm that pushes in through much of the day on Sunday as well, and that's when we're looking at a statewide storm. Still many days away, a lot of specifics here to be tuned out here for you, but it's looking like it will be a good storm that'll bring some beneficial rain in many areas, at least picking up over 1/2 inch of rain as we head into early next week. So we're into the 40s and 30s as we head into the overnight. High temperatures tomorrow starting to warm back up a little bit here into the 60s. St. George temperatures into the 80s. Colder for the second half of the weekend and into early next week. And then along the Wasatch Front, we've got temperatures to the 60s and 70s. So we're warming things back up. But Sunday, a little bit chilly there. Some cold rain, some thunderstorms that continues on into Monday as well.
Well, I guess middle of next week is our time to get Blake out for a round of golf.
Yeah, get back moving and grooving there with
Okay.
some 70s and sunshine.
Well, Blake is not pictured right now, but he's here. He's right over there. So we hope to get out. That'll be nice. I mean, we need the moisture again before we really dry out. 2 years after a record snowfall, so fuego, fire concern is real this year.
Yeah, a lot of green.
According to a lot of the predictive meteorologists that work in fire services for the state and the feds here in Utah.
Yeah, it is nice to see the rain and the green that we're seeing with it right now. A nice change of scenery, but yeah, we're hoping we can continue these periods of rain for the next month.
All right, Utah roller coaster. It's what we are always dealt. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, after interviewing more than 50 candidates, BYU has chosen a new athletic director. We'll hear from him right after this. Well, we have to go out of state for this one. Students at Weeks Middle School in Des Moines are getting excited for a new place to play.
Yeah, and it's thanks to WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark.
Have you heard of her?
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
she's big time.
Her foundation built this community court that can be used for soccer and basketball. The court's amenities will be finished in time for school this fall.
Yeah, I need the video of Caitlin putting up jumpers from 70 feet, though. Like, that's the video I need to see. All right, so for the first time, we're hearing from BYU's new athletic director, Brian Santiago.
We're fortunate to have an incredible amount of positive momentum in the athletic department. And I'm passionate, and people know that I'm passionate about continuing the excellence and protecting the integrity of this great university.
After interviewing more than 50 candidates, BYU President Shane Reese says he promoted Santiago because of the experience he already has with the Cougar Athletics Department. Santiago replaces Tom Holmoe, who is retiring at the end of the current school year. Dave Fox will have more on what this means for BYU athletics tonight on Talkin' Sports.
All right, go Cougs. Hoping for a good follow-up there. Football season, good basketball season. Oh, so sweet 16. Oh, so sweet here at 7. We're back tomorrow.